As they roll off of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Rocky Mountain Sprint Cars. 20 laps, set to go green next time by.
13 cars, 20 laps. Wormling and Mathewson sitting on the front row. Corey Wormling and Ross Mathewson lead him down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. We've got them racked and stacked and ready to fire here at Electric City Speedway. And we're under green in your Rocky Mountain Sprint Car main event.
Corey Wormling trying to close the door on Mathewson, leaves the door open for Paxton Fleming. Fleming down to the inside off of turn number 2, side by side. Wormling takes the lead down the back, shooting into turn number 3. Paxton Fleming down on the bottom off of turn number 4, but Wormling's going to lead the opening lap.
Wormling carrying some speed on the top side of the racetrack. Mathewson in hot pursuit in car number 56 as they enter turn number 3.
Mathewson doing all he can, trying to keep pace with Corey Wormling. Paxton Fleming down on the bottom of the racetrack is running third as Ian Myers rolling the top of the racetrack. Trouble for Tim McCune. McCune turns right across the racetrack. Luckily, everybody misses him, but the caution flag comes out for T-Mac. How does one game plan for a restart like this? Is it just kind of deal with what you're dealt, or how do you game plan for something like this?
Really dependent. And if you're in Corey's shoes, you almost have to protect the slider, knowing that the top side of the racetrack is faster. You got to expect that that's going to happen. So that's why I say I fully expect him to go to the bottom side of the racetrack. And if I was in the second spot, I would expect the leader to go to the bottom. And I would be on the fence as fast as I could possibly go.
Well, we know Mathewson likes to run the fence. But so does Wormling. Both of them have been very good at the top of the racetrack tonight. We're about to find out. 2 laps lead.
As we're back to green, the 21 machine of Corey Wormling leading him to green. He's going to elect the bottom side of the field. Ross Mathewson on the top shelf. Corey Wormling going to get away just a little bit as they enter turn number 3.
Mathewson closes up this time out of turn number 4. Wormling with a bit of a misstep, but not close enough to make anything happen. Paxton Fleming runs third, Ian Myers fourth, Greg Tackey in fifth.
Corey Wormling, your leader, with a quick time of 14.591, with a half a second lead over the 56 of Ross Mathewson.
Mathewson closed that time through 1 and 2, but Wormling got off of 1 and 2 very well. Mathewson now through 3 and 4 is Wormling a little high coming off of turn number 4.
Ross Mathewson closing up that gap by 0.2 of a second as he loses just a little bit of ground as they come off of turn number 2. Wormling, your leader, followed by Mathewson, Fleming, Myers, and Tackey. We've got them really spreading out here early on in this feature for your Rocky Mountain Sprint Car.
Boy, if Ross Mathewson didn't have to check up last time, trouble on the front straightaway. It's Declan Fleming in the 7, and then the 88 of Kyle Connors. As the orange cone comes back out onto the racing surface, about in the 90s it was when the World of Outlaws started putting the orange cone out on the front straightaway, as opposed to before they had it start in the center of the back straightaway. That was how they restarted sprint car races. And then they put it on the front straightaway, and now the World of Outlaws runs double file restarts, and so do a lot of sprint car racing classes throughout this country, including the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series.
The thing about the single file restart that I like, particularly with the sprint cars, is you avoid a lot of carnage on either an initial start or a restart. There's a high possibility these cars get into one another and tumbling, and you avoid a lot of that with a single file restart.
Yeah, no fenders, obviously, so when they bang wheels, it usually does not end well.
Corey Wormling going to lead the field into turn number 3 and off at turn number 4. The green flag is back out for Corey Wormling in the 21 machine. Wormling Wormling going back to the bottom in turn number 1. Matthewson losing a little bit of ground on the top side.
Wormling entered a little lower and drifted to the outside cushion off of turn number 4. As Matthewson enters high and turns it down just a little bit. Wormling and Matthewson both enter high into turn number 3. Wormling with a bit of a misstep through 3 and 4.
Ross Matthewson closing up that gap just a little bit. We'll see if Corey Wormling in the 21 sheet can hang on to that lead as he enters turn number 3. Off of turn number 4 this time around. He gains just a little bit on the 56 machine by 0.2 of a second.
8 laps going in this feature, about to be 9. Ross Matthewson closes up big time through 3 and 4 that time. Wormling completes another lap. 0.3 of a second is now the gap. Wormling and now Matthewson closing up once again.
Matthewson gaining with a little bit more entry speed as opposed to Wormling, who is fast through 1 and 2, carrying a lot of speed off the exit. Wormling making up some ground there off of turn number 2 as Matthewson gains it right back on entrance of turn number 3.
Matthewson let the back end drift a little bit through 1 and 2, and now they're on top of each other. Into 1 and 2, Matthewson has to turn it left to avoid hitting the 21.
Slight misstep there by the 21 machine. In the top of turns number 1 and 2 as they approach some lap traffic in the 6C of Cruz rigging.
Matthewson is going to have to peel that car up, down off the top of the racetrack to make a move, and now the problem is, Matthewson hits the back end of Corey Wormling, and now he loses ground. Paxton Fleming takes the 2nd spot.
Ross Matthewson struggling off of turn number 2. We'll see if he can regain his ground on the 17X of Paxton Fleming.
Paxton Fleming now stepping up his pursuit in the 21 car of Wormling. Wormling has just under a second lead, but Fleming is closing up this time out of turn number 4.
Paxton Fleming with a lot of speed out of nowhere, and he gets a little loose in the middle of turn number 1 as he loses a lot of ground to the 21 machine of Corey Wormling. They're getting into some lap traffic. Paxton Fleming overdriving maybe just a little bit, getting up into the marbles, getting into the fence in turns number 3 and 4.
Boy, if it's not the lap cars, it is the outside cushion. Corey Wormling has run it to perfection thus far, and he continues to lead with 3 laps to go.
Wormling, your leader, followed by Fleming, Matthewson, Myers, and McEwen. Wormling leading by over a 1.5 seconds now. Quick time now set by Declan Fleming with a 14.1, almost a 13-second lap here at Electric City Speedway. Almost unheard of in a Rocky Mountain sprint car. And the caution flag waves. The yellow light has gone out. We're going to go back to green one more time here at Electric City Speedway, coming out of turn number 4, this time by Corey Wormling, leading him down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. We've got him re-racked and re-stacked and ready to re-fire here off of turn number 4. The green flag is back out for Corey Wormling. Wormling on the bottom. Here comes Paxton Fleming with a full head of steam. We've got a red. We've got a tumble here in turn number 2. We got a car on his lid. Stuart Selby getting a little high and hitting the tractor tire at the track exit. Stuart Selby responding to track officials. It sounds like he is okay behind the wheel of that 33 machine. Put your hands together for Stuart Selby in the 33.
Tyler, let's talk about this upcoming restart here Wormling and Fleming both went to the inside on that last restart. Fleming almost took the lead from Corey Wormling.
It looked to me like Corey Wormling maybe missed his mark just a little bit on the bottom side of the racetrack and skated up just a hair, which affected his exit speed, almost opening the door for Paxton there in the 17 machine.
You called it right earlier. Wormling has gone to the bottom on every single restart since you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I think if Ross Matheson can enter in wide open on the top side, if Paxton Fleming and Corey Wormling are both on the bottom, there is enough up there for him to go around both of them and get the 2-for-1 special in turns 1 and 2.
It looks like Matheson is not necessarily losing speed, but he's not necessarily gaining speed through the first set of corners, at least on the restart.
Corey Wormling leading the field down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, the green flag is back up for Corey Wormling in the 21 machine. He's going to take the top side of the racetrack. Paxton Fleming, with a lot of speed on the bottom. Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4, the white flag is out for Corey Wormling in the 21. Wormling on the top with a slight misstep. Paxton Fleming on the bottom. Wormling going to try to close the door on him. Off at turn number 4, Paxton Fleming is going to win it by the hair on his chin. Wormling going to finish second in front of Ross Matheson, Ian Myers, and Declan Fleming, rounding out your top 5.
If you didn't like that, you don't like dirt track racing. How about it for Paxton Fleming? Set to crawl out and go up top, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Automotive Machine Rocky Mountain Sprint Car Series victory goes to Paxton Fleming. Paxton Fleming, congratulations. Welcome to Electric City Speedway Victory Lane. You're sitting there under that last red flag. What's going through your mind?
I had to find a way past Wormling. I knew he was going to the bottom. I'm glad he chose to go to the top, and I could stick her down to the bottom and make it work. So that was a good last lap, thank God.
Walk us through a race like that, kind of drug on there towards the end. How important is it to keep your composure?
Oh, I've had so many races where I'm leading a long yellow and you forget it, but I guess over time, just thinking about it and just staying focused and what you're here to do and your job and get it done. So I think I did that tonight.
Go ahead and plug your sponsors for us.
I got Rig Rentals, RPB Industries Group, Jetco Energy Services, TriJet Services. So many people who help us out. It's insane, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all these names in these cars. So, and the series sponsor, the Trail Tire and Anti-Gas, the Dewar Lakeland. So big shout out to all these guys. It's awesome to be here. Big win too.
Paxton Fleming in Electric City Speedway Victory Lane, ladies and gentlemen.